So they lie. Have you figured this out? They lie to you, right?
We have allowed science to replace myth and spirituality. The elite have done a great job at making it seem like the spiritual world is completely separate from the physical one.
When you believe that God doesn't have anything to do with all of your life, you surrender these areas to us, he says. So we will take over the realm of government. We will take over the realm of media. We will take over the arts.
And we will destroy you through those weapons.
He says we intentionally
weaponize them.
So a lot of people can't figure out what's going on because they won't look at, or they're deluded and blinded to the reality of a higher level connected spiritual plan that's at work in this global New World Order. There's really only two people in the world that understand that what's happening today is spiritual and that it involves a mass delusion. And who are those? It's people with Christian worldview, biblical worldview, versus people like this with a evil, self-conscious, satanic worldview. Those are really the only two people who at a high level, typically speaking, can really put all the puzzle pieces together. If you understand that this is a conscious, willed, evil plan, then it all begins to make sense. Where the satanic aristocracy, those who are truly evolved, those at the top of the Darwinian social totem pole, will brutalize and have a slave population underneath them. That is the technocratic elite, the eugenics elite, basically. And he actually says, no, we still believe in eugenics, by the way. We actually want to, in a dysgenic sense, depopulate all of you.
You're all dumbed down, blind cattle and sheep,
and you're going to go to your own destruction. Says that it's precisely because people can't see that it's a spiritual battle, that is a satanic plan, that we will win. For these people, they believe that they're going to win precisely because of the weakness of the people on our side. And he's actually correct about the weakness of Christianity, so-called in the modern world, the weakness of those who claim to believe these things. They are capitulating to people like this. Christianity has so weakened itself that most people in the West no longer actually believe the stories of the Bible or Christianity, and yet they have the vague Christian morals. And so he makes this interesting argument that if Christianity isn't true, and most of the normies in the West are basing their, quote, morality on a purely pragmatic pseudo-Christian basis, which isn't true, he says then you don't actually have a reason to disagree with his hedonistic, pleasure-based, destructive morality. And if we think about that for a second, it makes sense, right? If God doesn't exist, if the Bible's not true, then there's not really a reason for the Western ghost of Christianity, ethics, and morals that it has, right? But if the religion is true, then we do have a basis. It does make sense why we would follow the Ten Commandments, why we would oppose evil, why we would oppose degeneracy, right? So that, again, we have to at least admit that the Satanists are a little more adept at least understanding the reality of the spiritual realm than most of the Christian world, and that's precisely why Christianity is on the decline in the West and is losing, because we're allowing these degenerate, evil people, through our complicit, willful acquiescence, to rule over us. Now, whether you believe that or not doesn't really matter. You may think this is all nonsense. Oh, I don't believe any of that nonsense. That's crazy. But these people believe it, and they act upon it. This is their worldview. And they have a lot of power. They have a lot of money. And they see you as sheep to be trampled upon.
And not everybody can be a robot polisher.
And you thought that Satanism or these kinds of occult groups were about freedom and liberty, right? Well, he says, no, that's what we tell the lower level dumb people. Groups like the Church of Satan aren't real Satanists, and they're kind of fronts for a higher elite connected to billionaires and very powerful people. He says at the higher levels, we understand that reality is not about freedom. It's a pure predator-prey relationship. And in this purely predator-prey relationship, he says we have the dominion and the right via nature to subjugate and destroy you in that predator-prey relationship. And so you thought all along, right, that, oh, there's just liberty, it's just freedom. No, it's not. It's a satanic New World Order.